Alright. Market opens. I'm kind of looking for shorts right now. Already broke structure on the 5-minute. Currently going into this 15-minute gap. We have this higher time frame, bearish S&T. We swept this hourly high on NAS. Currently still under it, causing that S&T. Plus, we inverse this gap on NAS, but we're still in this on ES, and we are seeing a little push off. So now we're just gonna try and see lower time frame confirmation of us wanting to move lower. We are getting nice reactions though off after sweeping this. After sweeping this hourly, which is nice. So we'll see what happens. We also have internal bearish S&T that is forming right now. We'll see if that forms. But yeah, that's kind of what we are looking for right now. And see if we can execute on that. But we're kind of doing what I expected. We're kind of ripping down off the open. It's low-key what I expected. Big rejection wick here from this hourly, which is nice. So yeah, we are reacting quite nicely. Quite nicely. Whoops. To have some. Flow. Definitely gonna break here on the 5-minute, most likely. One second. Alright. So we just broke on the 5-minute. So right now, I'm kind of looking for one of two things. So ideally I wanted us to inverse this gap, but we have this big imbalance of price range here on the 15-minute. So we can either wait for this to get inversed and then wait for that retrace, or if we just got the 5-minute close, so if we can get a move up, maybe keep kind of doing what we're doing, maybe come into this gap within these next 3 minutes, and then we form this 5-minute gap. And then that's when we see some sort of bearish confluences after that. And ideally, we come into like an equilibrium confluence within there, and then maybe get like an inverse back to um, the downside, because ideally with that equilibrium hit, we would probably break structure potentially around this area here. You know what I mean? Back to the upside. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. If we can form this 5-minute gap here in a few minutes, ideally we come back into it and then we respect it, and hey, we're probably going to want to push lower, and we'll still maintain looking at the higher time frames as well. But lower time frames, that's kind of going to be like our entry point, because right now if that is to happen, then boom, higher time frame aligns pretty well. Only thing is, on ES we did just break structure to the upside. Same thing with NAS, so we have to keep that in mind. Plus that inverse, so this could just be like the hourly retrace that we're getting. You know what I mean? But yeah, so on the 4-hour though, on NAS we are bearish. You know what I mean? So let me see with ES. We're looking like we're bullish on the 4-hour. So we're kind of in a few different positions right now. So yeah, that's kind of what we're wanting to see here, because we are in this big imbalance of price range. So we could just, respect all this on the 15-minute and then have like a big like rejection wick or something, and then maybe push higher and validate this SMT. But this SMT looks pretty strong though, from what I can see at least. So, and I like how we're displacing right through this 15-minute. So how much longer? 15-minute, 6 minutes to close. We can probably wait that long, honestly. See what happens off that. This 5-minute will form in 1 minute from now. So yeah, ideally this forms, and then we'll see what we get from there. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now, though. But it's a little bit harder to say, because like 4-hour on NAS, we are bearish. So you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of difficult. And then ES, we're still bullish on the 4-hour. So, bro, it's kind of like not necessarily all over the place, but like we just got to be careful. Really, we just got to be careful, because ideally this looks solid. We got this really nice sweep. We got a reaction off of it, causing this bearish SMT in pre-market. And usually whenever we have a sweep, what's it called? When we have a sweep before pre-market, as we did here, then it's usually safe to assume like we're expecting an SMT for more like faith in our bias and stuff. So boom, this right here. So that's ideal. And then if we can get, our entry model, that's a really like higher probability usually when there's an SMT like this in pre-market. You know what I mean? And then for that to even be completed, that would be literally Asia lows. You know what I'm saying? So like that could literally be my final target for today. Would literally be like Asia lows probably on ES, since that would be the leading index to the downside. And I mean, I don't know if I'm ambitious enough to hold all the way to here, because like I don't realistically, I don't think we're gonna move that much. But Asia low, if we can get an entry model, I'm definitely open to that. So let's see if we're kind of ripping right now. Um, we're stacked gaps up here. So we're gonna have to wait for that retrace, see what we get first of all. Cause yeah, we're just kind of boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, not really much we can do yet. Hmm. Sorry, I was just looking at something. But yeah, we're just kind of moving down right now, so just gotta stay patient here, low key. And we still have to be open to other stuff happening as well. We don't want to get stuck to one thing, but you know, that's what, in my opinion, looks the best right now. Mainly because of this SMT, plus the reaction off of the hourlies. So that's kind of the main thing for me right now. But this could literally just be true manipulation because we're still in that manipulation window. But we shall see. We shall see. We at least got a 1 minute break to the upside. We didn't get that on NAS though, so I don't think that's enough for me personally. Because I said ideally I would want us to come back up here. Because on NAS we hadn't had a retrace yet, a proper retrace, so. Equilibrium's around this range, so ideally I just want to see us on ES come back up here. At least, bare minimum, but with NASDAQ I need to see it. I need to see it come back up here. Maybe even here would be really ideal, but I don't know if we'll get that. Judging by the way we're moving. Oh, we're just kind of ripping. This is the first like real move up 1 minute candle we've had in since the open really, so. One second. Moving up a little bit on the S. Sorry about that. Oh my god. I don't trust NASDAQ yet. Because we're just overextended right now. I really think NAS is gonna want to come up here. At least after we invert, if we inverse this 5-minute gap in these next 3 minutes, bro. Like, I'm really expecting NASDAQ to at least come back up here into this gap. Bare minimum, bro. Ideally, anyway. I mean, I could easily be wrong. But, you know, we did just finally get a retrace on ES. And we're about to get a 1-minute break out of that. Which ideally is enough for us to want to short all the way to these lows. But it's just NAS, we never got that retrace, bro. But I mean, we're looking good. But I just easily see us. Yeah, did we inverse that 15-minute? Okay, we did. Gives me a little more faith. Bro, I just yes, like sorry about that. But yeah, ideally, like I just this would be a decent time to enter for me, or technically not yet. Or did we break? Oh, okay, so we did break. Like technically, this would be a good time for me to enter around right now. Yes, but for me, the thing is, we never really got a retrace on NASDAQ, bro. We never got a retrace on NASDAQ. Hold up. Dude, like, bro, NASDAQ, like, is just ripping, bro. Like, we have to retrace, so. I can kind of feel myself getting, like, a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie, so let me just chill. NASDAQ should give it to us, but if not, it's okay. So let me just relax a little bit. I don't want to get trigger happy and just all of a sudden enter now, because right when I do that, we're gonna freaking get a move up like this at least. You know what I'm saying? That's what always happens. So let me just chill, you know, and do all that. So look at that. Look at that, man. Would have been stopped out. So that's why I trust myself right there. That's why. That is why I didn't trust it yet, bro. Did not trust it yet. So, yeah. Ideally, NASDAQ can come into like, I mean, bro, equilibrium is a minute away, low key. That would require us to come all the way back up there, you know, like, for me, this would at least be good enough. For me, ideally. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. I was kind of right though. We would get a reaction after inversing this, so I did kind of call that. Yeah. Yeah, so we did break structure back on the 1 minute. We did the same thing here. Make sure there's nothing I could be missing here. We did potential SMT as well here. So now we're in a situation where I don't know. We're gonna have to see, bro. We're gonna have to see. Now we're gonna have to watch these gaps, because if we end up inversing this top gap, then like, hey, same thing with ES. If we just straight up inverse this back, bro, like, then we gotta reevaluate. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. See what happens here. Maybe if in a minute and a half, if we break structure on the 5 minute to the upside on both indexes, well, we can only do that probably on ES. But NASDAQ, if we end up inversing this gap, this is kind of going to be the crucial point where if we want to fill all these gaps and then we see a reaction off, NASDAQ wants true equilibrium or something, you know, we'll have to see. Did it close? NASDAQ did close there, so we did get a proper break. So now we're just gonna have to wait, watch and wait, see what happens. Let me plug in my computer charger. Okay. Whoops. Okay. So we'll want to be waiting, watching this. Yeah. NASDAQ all the way up there. Yes. I don't want to be watching this inverse here. Okay. NASDAQ came all the way up there. Inverse that 5 minute. Okay. Wicked into all these 5 minutes here. All those. Got a reaction off, push back down. So we're watching and waiting right now. Watching and waiting. Waiting game right here. I'm gonna get this off my screen. I don't really like it, but just remember that there's a gap here. So, yeah. So right now we are in 15-minute equilibrium. So, see if we can inverse that. We haven't hit 5-minute equilibrium yet on NASDAQ, but we did get a proper retrace because we did get a break of structure to the upside. So We are looking to six one. We are looking to execute. I mean, because we have a London low there. And what's closer to London? Okay, made like triple equal highs here. Dude, I gotta go to the bathroom really bad, bruh. Shit. Okay. Just logging in for my phone. Okay, so we boom. Okay, so we're looking to execute around this area if we can. Ideally, I might wait till we inverse this 1 minute just for a little extra confirmation. It might make my stop a little bigger, but it's kind of good to know. Kind of good to know. Out equal 5-minute highs. Yes, retraced up. Respected this 5-minute gap. 15-minute looking like. 15-minute, we respected this 15-minute gap, seeing a push up right now, creating this bullish SMT. So okay, so we gotta make sure. There's a couple scenarios that could happen right now. That's the thing. So it's 10 o'clock right now, New York. Market's been open for about 30 minutes now, so right now I don't want to get stuck to bearish because obviously don't want to get like stuck to my, not even bias, but just, but we can see higher time frame right now. Bullish on the hourly on both indexes. Got that retrace. know for sure yet with what we want. So the 10 a.m. candle closed. Or, I mean, the 9 a.m. close. What about the okay. Close bearish? That doesn't necessarily help us that much. I mean, we broke structure on the hourly time frame to the upside, so there is that. I wish there was a gap here. There isn't though. So because now the indexes are kind of telling me two different things right now. I want to see them get aligned in some way. So at this point, they both actually had a proper retrace, and NAS did hit equilibrium, seeing a push off. Yeah. So ideally, we'll see what wants to go down here. I just don't know. I don't know what's freaking closer right now. That's the thing. I want to say NAS is closer. Can't freaking tell. But yeah, bro, I'm kind of in like a pickle here, bro. I'm gonna be so real. Need to listen to some music. Ideally, we see if we are gonna want to end up trying to get longs, um, we're gonna want to see another. We're gonna want to see a break of structure on the 1 minute here. Equilibrium's down here, but we don't. Like, ideally, we just want to see it move past this low on the 1 minute as our retrace. Um, as isn't like retracing, to be honest. The only one I think we had was literally just this move down candle. What time was that? Right around 9, but we never broke to the downside. So even right here too, we edged it, so we never got a proper retrace. So, but we're kind of just low key ripping right now, but because we're still in this equilibrium point, but like I don't know if I really consider this like valid, you know what I'm saying? Because we already invalidated it by moving up or moving past um this high. So I don't really think I want to go short anymore necessarily. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, like right now, I mean, maybe if we see it inverse this 5 minute, and then we get a retrace, and then boom, and then want to come back down. Hopefully, get a 1 minute break, and then move back up. Okay, so inverse this 5 minute. This point. Now for longs, we got a SMT. Um, it will be validated at this high. Um, just broke past these highs again. So ideally, what we're looking for right now, I mean, equilibrium's right around. Okay, so we want to see it break down here. Want to see it break there as a retrace. Whoa, laggy, laggy. 1 second. Yo, why did my camera like freeze, bro? Okay. Alright, I don't know why it just like why can't I connect? Why is it not letting me?
Person.
What's up?
It says your AirPods are connected to my iPad.